why is it important that Christians have prayer in public schools? Who cares?
Yeah. And I actually understand this one. Like when you talk about prayer, and I know when I was in school, I don't know what your experience was. When I was in school, they didn't call it prayer anymore. They called it
moment of silence.
Moment of silence. Yeah.
Yes.
So we had a moment of silence. And that was kind of, I guess, maybe a way around that.
Yeah.
But that was the way it was for me when I was in school. I had a moment of silence. And I think that's actually pretty cool. In the sense of like, all right, we're going to take a moment of silence. You want to pray? You can pray. You want to meditate? You can meditate. You want to do nothing, whatever. And I don't mind that.
I mean, the only thing you can't do is make noise.
Right. You just gotta be quiet. Yeah, exactly. And so I don't mind that. And I understand that especially Christians look back at when prayer was taken out of school as like this shift in our country.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything started going downhill from that point is what a lot of Christians would actually say. And I don't think it's as simple as that.
Okay.
I think that at large, there was a shift during that time frame of our country moving from having a Judeo-Christian worldview and kind of moving out of that to a more modern worldview.
So you think that the prayer in public schools was a symptom and not the disease?
Yeah, I do.
Or whatever?
Yeah, because like if we're going to gather people up and it's offered for free public school prayer, right? Or it's offered, public schools offered for free for any individual that wants to come. I don't think that they should be forced to pray to a God they don't worship.
Yeah.
And I don't think they should be forced to have to listen to just Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Like if scriptures were going to be read, to be fair, I think you're going to have to go, all right, well, today we're going to read from the Bible. Tomorrow we're going to read from the Quran, right? Wednesday we're going to read from the Book of Mormon, and keep going. And day 4 we're going to choose one of the sacred texts for the Hindus and read it. And day 5 we're going to use a Wiccan book. And where does it stop? And
we spent all day today just moment of silencing with all the religions, and never got out of that.
That's all we did. And
I don't have any homework.
And so I do understand why prayer and why reading of scripture was taken out of schools. Okay. So now I also realize by me saying this, that there's gonna be a lot of people not happy with me that I'm saying this. And but
there's going to be a lot of Satanists and
giving me 2 thumbs up. Yeah. And so because
shout out.
Shout out to all those Satanists who are following us. Thanks for subscribing, guys. And so I think that oh Lord. So I think that what is so when it's school forced, I agree that shouldn't be forced. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't agree with the extreme side that says we need to have every government space, which they would include schools in that, be free from religion.
Okay.
And we've talked about this before. I think we did our separation of church and state. Yeah. And so I'm not going to get all into it again, but just the idea of there's one thing to have freedom of religion, which I think not forcing people to pray to a God they don't worship, not forcing them to hear scriptures. I think that's honoring a freedom of religion. Okay. What I don't think should be found is a freedom from religion, where you can't have religious discussions or religious groups that meet in public schools.
So you're talking about after school Bible club or something?
Yeah, after school Bible club, or even conversations in school,
or like elective Bible classes.
Yeah, sure, why not? You know, but you better also offer elective, Quran classes, right? I mean, like,
would you like to take Christianity or Wicked?
Yeah.
I've thinking about this all day.
Well, it's like, or have like I know in college, I took a comparative religion class. And that's pretty standard. A lot of, people take comparative religion classes. Have that in the schools.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So I don't think any of that's wrong per se. And I don't think that students should be squelched from being able to have conversations about religion, or they shouldn't, they should be able to put up posters. Hey, our club is meeting after school, right? Any group can do that of any religion, not just Christians, like any group of any religion. And I think that you have to honor that. And so that's where I'm saying I do understand the freedom of religion. We don't want to have anything forced upon.
Okay.
But I don't want there to be a freedom from religion where somehow religion becomes this taboo topic that can't be talked about.
Okay.
Right? I think that's, to me, and especially as kids are getting, as they get older and they're in their high school years, like my oldest son right now is a freshman in high school. And if he was in a class and they were having an open discussion about religions, that wouldn't bother me one bit at all. He's fully capable to be able to critically think through all that.
Okay.
To ask questions, to learn more information, to see different perspectives and viewpoints. And so I think all of that actually could be really healthy. And because I think instead we've created this culture of we don't even know how to dialogue about different religions together without people just losing their minds and being upset. What if we learned that early on? What if they learned that at 15, 16? They learn how to talk to people of different religions in an honoring and respectful way. And so I think it could actually be healthy.
There's a lot of stuff that the religions agree on even.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, there's some fundamental morality in particular that's found that they do agree on.
Most of them. Not some of the
not all of them, obviously. And you're not going to get, and they don't all obviously gel together, right? I mean, Christianity, Islam, Judaism are all, exclusive religions in the sense that they believe that they have an exclusive truth claim. So they don't all agree with each other, obviously. But again, I think that's part of the beauty of being able to have a dialogue and a conversation. And I think if we were able to help teach our kids how to do that early enough, they would know how to handle those discussions later on without having to become angry, defensive, or in particular attacking of another person, on a personal level, as opposed to just engaging in the conversation.